heavy emphasis on the ladies. We're all about gender equality here. We're back again for another podcast. A little bit disgruntled this afternoon. We had some technical difficulties, can't even say it, prior to starting today. So mind us if we look a bit hot and bothered, Frank especially. But we're here and we're ready to go for another week of ordinary takes. And Frank, how you feeling, mate?
I'm feeling good. It's fucking 100 degrees in the studio.
Yep.
Not helped by the behind the scenes, which you guys don't see, obviously. But no, I'm keen. Episode 4 now.
Yes, 4.
So feeling good and ready to get into this one. We've got a bit on the plate.
Yep.
We wanted to start with a quick note as well. We know these episodes have been quite NRL based, but really that's only because it's the only sport that's had action.
Yeah.
Like AFL's been missing for a little bit. Had some prackies on the weekend, some sims, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
Great to watch that on footy, on TV. See
Yep.
some footy on TV again. But yeah, and it's been pretty NRL centred, but we want it to be sort of a mix, 50-50 really,
Yeah,
of
that's
both
right.
sports.
I
So
definitely want to sort of touch more on the Aussie rules, but like
Yeah.
you said, it's just mostly been one camera mid sort of pot of broadcasting for the AFL. But obviously this week we've got the NRL back, so we'll get into that later on. But
speaking of, we have to make a quick call to.
yeah,
We'll introduce this on the phone quickly, but we're on a bit of a time crunch because of behind the scenes. So we're going to get straight into this and we'll talk about it on the phone with them.
oh fuck, it's working. This is hilarious.
Our first calls ever.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good.
You're
Living the dream, you?
Yeah, good.
Adam.
Sorry about the delay. You're live on the podcast now, so I know you're on a time crunch. We got fucked around a bit behind the scenes, but you happy if I intro this and get straight into it?
Yeah, have you called Troy as well, or?
I got to call both.
Yeah. Oh, he's next to me. I can put him on speaker, but we're in the club, that's all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speaker might be the best
I don't think
option.
we've got the capability to get both on. That's the only thing. Sorry about that.
It's all good. I'll let you do him then. I'll put him on.
Yes.
Easier.
Okay, done. So we'll intro and then we'll get straight into it. So,
Hello, mate.
hey, how you going?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good. So we've got Adam from the Talking Parra podcast on right now, and then we had Troy from the Parra Cave podcast. So we'll intro this quickly. I mean, last week we put up a clip of our bottom fours, who we thought were going to, have a pretty rough year, and started to get a bit of traction from the Parramatta faithful, given that me and Doug just absolutely trashed their team. And the boys left a comment on the post saying something pretty constructive, I'd say. And look, we invited them on the podcast to have a chat about why they thought we were wrong about Parra being a shit team this year.
Yep.
So we'll throw it over to you, Adam. What have you got for us? Why? I mean, we're curious why you guys. I mean, you're a long-time Parramatta faithful, correct?
Yeah, correct.
And I guess what have you got as a bit of a comeback to us? What do you think Parra have different this year that are not going to make them a shit team?
Look, it's like a fresh coat of paint on an old house. There's a lot of good changes. Spent a bit of time at training. We're fast, we're quicker. Our forwards are a lot fitter as well.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the biggest thing was, we obviously have the New South Wales and Australian halfback. Make of that what you want, but he obviously missed a lot of football last year, so
Yep.
Moses stays on the field this year for Parramatta, and obviously going to be a much better team.
100% agree. Do you think he will get the season out? I mean, it's hard to say, obviously pre-season, but we're hearing little bits and pieces about he's already sort of got a foot injury or carrying a bit of wear and tear. Do you think he's coming in freshly fit or?
Yeah, he's fit. I wouldn't buy into that too much. I think that was a little bit of a cop out to he's fit and ready to go, not to play the trial game, because I guess when you look at it, I think he played 7 games for Parramatta last year. Why would you risk playing him in a trial game that really means nothing? Like, pre-season challenge, $100,000. Club doesn't need $100,000, that's for sure. So why risk your best player?
Yeah, I mean that's a very fair point. Do you? So you think you're better with your forward pack's better in terms of it's not as obviously as big, but it's more. Sorry, we just got to turn you down a bit. You think it's got a bit more legs?
Definitely not legs. Like someone like Jack Williams, for example, he suits that modern game. Like the modern game front rower has changed so much. Like look at the way the Bulldogs played last year. Like their forward pack, like no offense to them, they weren't exactly house-known names, were they? Like they were a bunch of I guess you could call them fringe first graders that turned themselves into football players last year. because of the style of football they play. Cronulla was the same. They play a lot of block plays, a lot of different style in that regard. A lot of decoy runners, and your forwards don't need to be holding the ball as much. They can be doing some ball playing and taking the tough carries when they need to, and being fit and ready to go.
I'm going to be honest. I'm a Sharkies faithful. Have been all my life. I was very happy to see the back end of Jack Williams.
I've heard a couple of people from Cronulla say that, and like Parra reports out Parramatta, he's been one of the hardest trainers. He's earned a couple of awards there. Obviously came on and played that try the other day, scored a try. I said trials mean nothing, but and he's worked his way into the leadership group at Parramatta, which means he stood out big time in pre-season and made himself a real leader of the club. So I don't think he'll start. I think he'll come off the bench, but there's talk he'll play front row, talk he could play second row lock. So he's going to fill a gap there for sure.
Fair enough, mate. It's actually, you're with Doug now here. Thanks for your time. I'd just like to say that I actually played a lot of Call of Duty with Jack Williams, and I think he's a far better Call of Duty player than a front rower. Just going off what you said, mate, and I just want to do a little quick thing here real fast because I want to know, if Parra aren't a bottom four side, I just want to know I'm going to go through the teams here and just real quick, comfortably saying, do you think you'd beat the Broncos tomorrow?
I don't get the hype over the Broncos. Been on a couple of other podcasts, I've said that as well. Like, we've got a 34-year-old halfback and a 34-year-old 5'8" who doesn't really know his position when Ezra Mann comes back. What's he going to go play hooker? Yeah, he was great at St George last year, but Reynolds struggled to get through games last year as it was. Add another year to that, I think he'll play half the games he did last year.
So if Parramatta play Broncos tomorrow night, you're saying that Parramatta beat the Broncos or Broncos beat Parramatta? Confidently.
It depends where it's at. I don't get the hype over the Broncos. I'm pretty confident we could knock them off.
Look, you don't sound too confident, and that's okay. As a South fan, I would be the exact same. I'll make the next couple a bit easier for you.
If we played South, I'd put that one down as a win straight away.
Well, look, that's good. So we'll put one on South. And then the next two are Raiders and Bulldogs. Do you think you beat Raiders and Bulldogs?
Yes, both of them. Raiders are a very unpredictable team. I guess every year you kind of don't know what to expect from them, but
okay.
Pretty confident we could beat both
Okay, so
them.
you're on
We
3
will beat
wins?
the Bulldogs in round one.
So you're on 3 wins.
Round
So
three,
I
sorry.
take it you think you'll beat the Bulldogs as well?
Yep.
Okay, yep. So
Well-
moving on to the Sharks. So I'm just going alphabetically here. So Cronulla Sharks, do you think you beat the Sharks tomorrow?
Magic round, we play them. So obviously that comes into it. 6 o'clock on a Friday, anything's possible. Cronulla, look, you get Cronulla earlier in the year harder, you play Cronulla later in the year, they don't know how to turn up. So
But if you're playing them tomorrow, opening round, Sharks versus Parramatta, who wins? Who? If I'm a bit of a dud, like Frank, who am I picking confidently? Can you get your? Do you reckon you can get yourself over the Sharks?
We beat them last year by about 30 and we're pretty rubbish. So we could beat them again.
Wow. Well, let me just say this: I didn't see Parra's season starting
so
as well as
you're telling me
this.
Parra's going to go undefeated this year? 'Cause that's what we've got so
No,
far.
not at all. No, here's what we'll do. We'll get ourselves up for the hard games and we'll drop some of the ones we shouldn't. So shouldn't
Okay.
lose.
So you're telling me Cronulla's 4-pack doesn't run over the top of you?
Because I know
Last
you
year?
said there's not a lot of big names, and I know you mentioned last year, but I'm just looking at the forward packs of this year currently, and I just think Fanua Blake, Blake Brayley, they just run over your.
Even Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon, Teague Wilton, and again, I'm
Oregon, the one we let go of.
Yeah, I know.
And he's been much better at Cronulla.
Mm.
Still got feet for hands, but yep.
So does Jack Williams.
To be honest, I think the halves pairing of Chris Keating and Chris Sandow are better than the current halves pairing, only because Chris Sandow and Chris Keating both wanted to be at Parramatta, whereas Mitch Moses, only the money I feel like is staying around. What's the go with Dylan Brown, mate?
Yeah, how do you feel about the Brown contract situation? That's a big one.
I'm happy with what the club's offered him. I think that's always worth. He hasn't really proven himself. He's not a playmaker. He kind of just played off the back of Mitchell Moses for the last few years. Doesn't set up play.
Mm-hmm.
If some silly club was happy to offer him $13 million over 10 years,
And they are a silly club. And they are a silly club.
Big time.
To be fair, mate, I saw where they offered Sunia Turuva and Jerome Luai, and I almost spat my Cheerios out. So
I mean,
desperation up there, that's for sure.
Does that affect the playing culture though?
I don't think so. He's told everyone he wants to stay. So, look, there's a little bit more to it. Managers doing manager things and playing games there is what I'd say.
Losing the king must hurt a little bit too.
No, great decision. Probably one of the best decisions the club's made in years.
Wow,
All right,
that's
you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to expand on that.
That's pretty interesting. You say that. I would have thought the opposite, mate. But go on.
Look, on the podcast last year, we kind of called him out as one of the he's struggling. Like, his knees pretty cactus, let's be honest. And he really struggled to get around the field. Like, he struggled to get set for his backline moves. I remember watching a game in the Roosters, and it was where I was sitting up in the general admission area. I had a really good viewing to see the backline moves, and like, there was about 3 times in that game where he couldn't get there. So having a young, fast player, Isaiah Bayongi, who will be a big chance of getting the Rookie of the Year this year, just makes us a completely different team. So they pay someone $900,000 to struggle to get around the field, or pay someone a couple $100,000 that could have a standout year with a bit of X factor.
That's fair, but just on that last point, if that's the case, why did you sign Zach Lomax to play centre? Is he just going to be on, what is it, $800K a year just to catch the bombs off Moses? Is that the only way you're going to score?
Well, I personally myself would have him on the wing, but
as likewise, mate.
As would 99% of the country, I think.
99%.
But that is a very Parra thing to do, though. No offence.
Yeah, they were obviously signed to play under. He wanted to play in the centres. There's obviously some other reasons he left St George.
Yeah.
He's certainly not an 850. We got him quite cheap before he decided to,
True, inflation, I guess.
At St George.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Started trying at St George. So.
I guess, yeah. And in terms of obviously Riles coming in, getting his first gig,
he'll be great for him.
I think that's a good move for sure. But do you think that's going to have immediate effect? That was one of my major points and why I thought Parra were going to have a tough year. I mean, it's not like their pack isn't horrible. They have good people mixed in throughout the spine, in the back line, and things like that. But it takes time for things to come to effect. What do you expect there with Riles?
There's been an immediate change. Like I said, I've been lucky enough to do it, training a couple of times, a couple of different events there, and there's a massive culture change as well. There's a bit of a culture problem, in the last couple of years. It's snuck into the club, and I'm not blaming anyone for that. But
who do you blame for that?
I'm not going to say it. But
Good question.
Pretty easy to work out. And obviously it's a big change we made. It's a massive change we made. And actually, I can blame 2 people, because I reckon another person, although he did a lot of great effort on the field and put in a lot, didn't quite lead the club culture the way it should have been as well.
So, okay, so where do you think Parra end up this year? What's your best guess?
And you got to be quick here.
If Moses stays on the field,
nah.
We can.
What do you put him at?
No. This is if Parra, you're picking wins, overs, unders. Yeah. Where do Parra finish on the ladder? You can instantly say and confidently say
5th to 8th.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you put a punt on that?
Yeah, I have.
Is it on Betfair, and can I match it?
It's not on Betfair, no. But I had a bit of a win the other day and chucked a bit on the comp. So
what was that paying?
Hasn't paid off. $41 I got. So
mate,
it hasn't paid off yet.
Mate, if you're open to it, and again, like, this has been great. We appreciate you for your time very much so. But I would like to openly offer you. I will make a bet with you, $100 or more, or whatever wager if you're comfortable, that Parra don't make the 8. And in fact, then I would make another bet that they make the bottom 4.
And it doesn't have to be monetary. It can be anything.
That's right. True. Money is nothing. I would go to Wank Best and wear a Parramatta jersey for a minimum of 5 games next year if they made the 8. You know what I mean? But
no, you won't get me out of the club colours. I'm happy to put my money where my mouth is.
So. Oh, that's good then.
It doesn't have to be
that.
club colours. It doesn't have to be club colours. It can be anything.
Yeah.
$100 done.
All right, $100, mate. That Parramatta will not make the 8. You are on.
Deal. Lovely. All right, best step in this meeting now. So
yeah, that's all good. Well, thank you for your time.
It's been great, mate. Really, thank you very much.
We'll give your podcast a shout out when you hop off. But yeah, appreciate you jumping on and thanks for the time.
We've let him go. I think they were at the pub or something like that. They've cut out, but that was actually really great.
They were actually at the Parra AGM.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, not much going on there.
Yeah,
probably trying to figure out why they paid Lomax so much.
So once again, we'll just give him a quick shout out. That was Adam from the Talking Parra podcast, and then we were also supposed to do Troy from the Parra Cave podcast. So we'll give him a shout out too. He was the one at the start, but like I said, we had a bit of technical difficulties. But that's our first call that we've ever done.
That was quite professional, I must admit.
I think that's the most professional thing we've ever done, and also the most fun thing we've ever done.
Yeah, we didn't shitbag them. They didn't shitbag us. That was very good banter. And like I said, I didn't think we hammered them. Like I said, we're entitled to our opinion, but go on.
But now they're done. I mean, what? 5th to 8th?
Oh, no, I was more fucking the Rookie of the Year take. I don't know. I didn't have him in my top 3 for Rookie of the Year, but
No, I mean, he has a chance to be, right, because he's a starting fullback.
That's right.
In a team that's got not a heap going on, right?
Not according to him.
Well, and the Jack Williams take, I can't fathom that.
Yeah,
But,
big shout out to Jabba the Hutt, PS5.
but look, you got to respect people's, ability to get around their club no matter what. He's clearly he's at the training, so he's clearly involved somewhat. And I do agree with the culture change. Like we've said that, I've got no doubts that Riles coming in is a good thing. I just think it might take a little bit of time to get to immediate effect.
Yep.
So anyway, that was the first interview with the boys from
That was great.
the Parra fan base.
Thanks heaps for that, fellas. That was really good. Appreciate that. Even a few of the things they said made me sort of realise, look, if he was sitting on to provide picks in a clip, he would have got absolutely grilled with 25k.
100%. I mean, all the Parra fans came out and really did not like us around that. Sorry for the noise. But yeah, I mean, that's great. That was a lot of fun.
No, that was good.
So let's keep moving into the next segment anyway. So we want to quickly have a talk about the injuries that we've seen, not just in NRL, not just in both NRL and AFL in the preseason. It feels to me like, I don't know, I haven't seen a preseason like this where people are dropping like flies.
Like, what are we fucking playing for, people? Like, AFL, NRL, like, just the local diehard, their favourite player or their best player, gone 6 to 8 weeks, season, fucking niggle, miss round one. Like, when is enough? Like, what are we literally playing for? Like, $100,000 or whatever. It's like, I know things happen and they could have happened in the regular season anyway, but it's just like, is enough? They have all these strength and conditioning coaches, all this money into recovery, and that's all everyone promotes, and it's just like, boom, like players just snapping legs. Like that Jagger Smith from Carlton, that is
ACL.
a kick to the balls.
Yeah.
And like,
Cop back orange.
here's their number one pick, like Carlton's number one pick, right? And like probably the next freaking Sam Walsh or something like that. ACL, first year, may not ever come back. Like, hopefully he does, but he might not come back to his full potential. Coming off an ACL, like you're never the same.
Yeah, Sam Layla.
That's right. It's
#1 draft
heartbreaking.
pick, fractured jaw.
Mate, like it sucks.
I said fractured neck last week, so I'm glad it's not a fractured neck, but fractured jaw.
Yeah, fractured jaw. And
I mean, and then as we got out of the car, you told me Callum Mills is done.
Millsy's got plantar fasciitis, and they said that missing roughly 4 to 6.
Yeah. I mean, there's huge names that have gone down, even in NRL, like this week. You can see the South jumper. You know Doug's a South fan. Cameron Murray gone for the season. Latrell out for an extended period.
6 to 8.
Is that string?
It's his hammy.
Yeah.
Like the one they sent him off to the USA for.
Yeah.
Like, it's heartbreaking. And I literally looked at the NRL injuries, and I was scrolling for a bit, but man, Souths have been hammered. Like,
I wonder why. I mean, any thoughts on why there's so many injuries this preseason?
honestly, I have no idea.
It could just be luck of the draw, but like
injuries happen. It's a fucking contact game. I was actually speaking to Shembry about this. Michael Shembry, big time Raiders fan, big time loser, and he was obviously played some footy, not at a very high level, mind you. Watches a lot of footy. Never really cracked.
Got whacked a lot.
9th grade, yeah. But the little fella, emphasis on the little, he reckons it's the speed of the game, and he's 100% right. Like this, the way the game was played 20 years ago, even when blokes having beers and fucking darts at halftime, like how big and physical the game is at such a high pace. Like no doubt there's going to be injuries.
Yeah.
Like, but it just sucks.
And we also saw there was a big news topic where Danger's been talking about it for a while. Dangerfield in the AFL.
Yep.
He wants to shorten the AFL season, and he's talking about it. And I think all the captains met last weekend.
Yeah, right.
And they voted, and I think it was like a 50-50 split. Tom Morris was reporting some shit about it. But
yeah. Oh, he's always reliable too.
Yeah, I know. Got his liquor license. But I mean, does length of season come into it? Does length of preseason maybe? I'm not a fucking sports specialist. I've got no idea.
I feel like the preseason stuff. Like I feel like it's just going to be 1 or 2 games. But the whole I don't know. Like obviously teams needed to have a hit out. So when at the end of the day, it's what's been put on TV. So will they ever shorten the AFL season? I mean, I doubt it because it's for the fans. That's right, broadcasting. Yeah. Exactly right. That's the same with the preseason. They want to put more preseason games out and call it the fucking so-and-so challenge. Here's 100K.
Yeah.
Like the Broncos have got 100K the back-to-back years winning that thing. What they fucking get out of it?
Yeah.
They still got
100K.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, on the topic of having a hit out, guess what's back this Sunday?
Talk to me.
NRL is back
the real
on
stuff.
Sunday.
Yeah, none of the fake shit.
We're finally back. No more preseason. The boys are in Vegas. They're fucking having pool parties, double booked. They're getting in fist fights over double booking rooms. The Raiders.
Have you heard about
I
that?
have, yeah.
Inflatable baseball bats.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
Raiders are in turmoil already, which is looking great for my bottom four prediction.
Yep.
But NRL is back. First round. We've got a split round, which for the fans, this is a double episode this week. So we've got one coming out. We're recording this on Tuesday. We've got one coming out very shortly.
You're welcome.
And then we have this one, which is going to come out probably the Thursday, I think we'll put it out. Where we're going to touch on the two games which are on Sunday. So first we'll start off with, we'll go with the better game, I think. We'll start off with a better game.
Yep.
So we've got Cronulla Sharks taking on Penrith Panthers. This is the second game for the weekend. But yeah, betting odds are about, I don't have the exact figure, but I think Penrith
I'll
are
do it
about,
right here if you don't mind.
Yeah, go.
So the Penrith Panthers are currently $1.69 and the Sharks are $2.20.
Immediately, I sniff value.
Oh, massively.
And you're not a Cronulla guy. You hate Cronulla, in fact. But doesn't there smell like there's just value all over the Sharkies this weekend?
Oh, 100% I agree. I just think that like I know Penrith is still Penrith, don't get me wrong, but just like the Sharks sort of at the same side, which were a great side with better additions, whereas Penrith have lost a lot of guys, few injuries. Like I said, for $2.20, like mate, you'd be silly to not take him at the line. Personally, like I could see it going either way, but I definitely think Sharks value is great shout.
Yeah, I'm with you. So we've got, for Penrith, we've got obviously Brian To'o missing round one, and it's Liam Henry as well. They're both out for Penrith.
Yep.
Obviously, Biz is just a 1 weeker. I think he's due back.
Is he in Vegas?
I think he might be there, but he's not playing. I believe he's
because
out.
I could see him rock up in the 20. I mean, it's very silly if they did, but you know,
it could happen
if he's there. I wouldn't rule it out.
And that's the thing with these first season games. Like we talked about it off camera.
Yep.
With the right wingers, left wingers, all the sides and stuff, things are going to change. I mean, Penrith were fucking notorious for it last year.
Yeah.
They fucked me over that many times where you pick Bizza starts on the fucking left wing and he's played the right wing the last 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So Cleary's a bit of he's notorious for it. So yeah, there'll be a bit of a filling out period with who's on what side and whatnot. But in terms of Cronulla, we have Toby Rudolph, who is injured, and then Sione Katoa, who is laid out. I think he did his shoulder last week and he's gone for surgery. So he's going to be out for quite a while this season, probably be back towards the end of the season, if anything. So Stone Street comes in for Katoa, which in my opinion, I think Stone Street, I mean, this might be a hot take, but I think Stone Street's better than both of them already. I'm a huge fan of him and I think he's going to deliver this year. He's going to be a gun. But yeah, the other thing to note as well is for Penrith, obviously with Luai fucking off to the Tigers, making the worst mistake of his life probably.
Happy to see him go.
The number 6 jersey has been up for debate in preseason and whatnot. And it's pretty much confirmed that Jack Cole is going to be starting in the number 6 over Blaze Talangi, who's, I don't even think he's on the, I think he's in the extended reserve. So I'm not sure if he's going to get a game. But yeah, Jack Cole is going to partner Nathan Cleary. So
first man up, eh?
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I just think, I mean, Penrith have lost Fisher Harris, Luai, you know, some big guys for them. In terms of their back line, it looks like they're going to line up with
Luke Garner
and
Casey McLean
Paul,
in the centres, and Paul Amotti
Paul
on the wing.
Alamotti with Garner on one side.
And McLean and what's his name? Who's come in for To'o that you just said?
Casey McLean and, sorry, this is just the worst podcasting ever.
McLean and Tunga on one side, and Garner and Alamotti.
Yeah. So they've got a new dynamic in their back line no matter what. I just think they're going to take a bit of time to gel. I mean, obviously Cleary, you know what you're going to get with him. He's going to come out firing and just deliver as he always does.
Yep.
But they've lost some impact in the front row, which is where Cronulla are going to
just
have success.
Yeah.
And they haven't changed anything else. I mean, you know who's going to have a huge year for Cronulla this year? Tricky Trindle. Braden Trindle.
I hope so.
He took them pretty much all the way last year, like almost to the grand final off his back. I mean, Nico was non-existent. And Tricky Trindle just took him all the way. So I think he's going to have a huge year this year. He's just signed the big contract, so I think he's going to be under the pressure to deliver.
Does he play mostly on the left when Nico's in or the right?
I think...
I feel like they chopped and changed.
Yeah, kind of hit and miss. I feel like I remember Nico more on the left, but again, we'll find out pretty quickly. But yeah, I think there's great value in the Sharkies this weekend.
100%. And I get it. I'm not agreeing with you to agree with you because I would disagree and I hate the Sharks. But I couldn't pick either of these teams like head to head for money wise. Even
Yeah.
tipping them is going to be a bit tricky. But I said if we're talking about value for money, the Sharks head to head is a great shout.
I'm completely with you.
Yeah.
And on that note, we are going to go on to another call.
Geez, on that note.
And this one is a surprise
Yeah, okay.
that you don't know about. So we've got a caller here.
Love surprises. This would be fucking good.
I'm going to call. I'm going to hope they answer.
This could be great podcasting here as well.
Just hold with us.
Standing.
Hello?
G'day. Is this who have we got here?
This is Simon from Grafton
Simon from Grafton.
speaking. Who am I on the line to here?
G'day, mate. You're with Frank and Doug from the Provide Picks podcast. You're live on the air. I believe you messaged the page and said you had some things that you wanted to take up with, I think, one half of the podcast potentially. But you had some comments about some takes you weren't a fan of.
Now, look, fellas, I'm not sure which one of you fuckwits is the one with the mullet, but I have some choice words for you. I listened to your episode last week about your top 4 predictions, and I can tell you right now, you couldn't pour water out of a boot if the instructions were written on the sole. You started with Brisbane. You've been riding their dick 2 weeks now, and I can't hear another word about it. They've lost Joe Danaher, arguably the best leaping forward in the competition. A hell of a lot of pressure falls on Eric Hipwood's shoulders now, who, even with that fancy haircut, I'm betting he couldn't get a tuck middle of Oxford Street on a Saturday night.
That's a great point.
They got lucky twice in the finals last year. They took advantage of a massive wind on grand final day at the MC. Just got the job done against the Swans, and I just don't see them finishing up the top again, I'm afraid.
Okay. No, that's a very fair point. I mean, that's a huge gap to fill. Was that the only issue you had?
Moving on.
Continue.
Moving on. The Freo Dockers, the men from the West, you're paying them no respect.
Yeah, mate, they're boring as all fuck there.
Sarong, Brayshaw, Luke Jackson in the ruck, that all fuckwit up forward, the left footer, I've forgotten his name. They're a great football team. I know they got outdone on the weekend against the Indigenous All-Stars, but they fielded their Jersey Flag team.
Mate, they were not their Jersey flag. Hold on a second there, mate. Arguably, they were not their Jersey. Arguably. No, you listen here, mate. I don't know what the fucking connection's like down in Grafton, but Freo played their full-strength side and got absolutely touched up at home, where they don't lose allegedly.
Furthermore.
Go on then.
I haven't watched a whole lot of rugby league in my time, but I can tell you right now, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs will be on the rise this year, mark my words. I know they haven't quite recovered from the Coffs Harbour incident back in 2004, but I'll tell you right now, they've found some of the best outside backs coming into the competition this year. They won't be playing any of them in their preferred position, but it'll be enough to get the done, and I see them finishing top 4.
That's a great take. And I put them in my top 4, which I think you would have agreed with and been very happy with.
That's all I've got for you, fellas. The one with the short hair, love the podcast, mate. Love what you're doing. The long-haired ringer, Yahoo, you're a quick go and get fucked.
Was that Peter from Grafton?
And that's Simon from Grafton.
Simon from Grafton. Go get a fucking dog up, you Simon.
Well, that is just excellent podcasting. And look, another great call.
Just get a dog up, yeah.
Simon from Grafton comes in. Look, I can't say I disagree with anything he said.
Mate, he's entitled to everything he says,
Yeah.
and I think it's hilarious. I don't know how the fuck he's watching Aussie rules in Grafton.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what the grassroots of AFL is down in Grafton. But hey, it's fair enough. That was great entertainment. So thank you very much, and get a dog up, yeah.
Okay. So 2 calls and 2 that have gone splendidly. So
Yeah, wow.
welcome to the podcast, the Provide Picks podcast, production level.
Yeah, right up there. We might, it's a teething process, mate.
We'll be at the top very soon.
Yeah.
Just speaking of, maybe we'll move that mic stand out of your face if you're not using it. Just talking of production level.
Yeah, look, that's out of the frame now, I'd say. I'm not using it.
Probably not out of frame, but that's all good. We're going to move on. It's all, just leave it.
No, I'm not going to leave it now. You've mentioned it. There we go.
Fucked it. the other game for the weekend in the NRL, we have the Canberra Raiders taking on the New Zealand Warriors.
Oh, that's a fucking Sunday 5:30 special. That's a fucking shitter of a fucking game. Oh,
There's a reason this one's at 11 a.m. on a Sunday.
oh wow.
Yeah,
And
so
even then, you think they'll tune in?
I will be.
Fuck.
Not willingly, but I will be.
Yeah, I mean, I will be too.
We had both these teams in our bottom four.
Correct.
What do you think happens here?
Fuck. Honestly, I hope they both lose. I know that's not possible, but it's either going to be a classic 10-8 score or a fucking 32-28 score.
Yeah.
I'm hoping both teams can prove us wrong and present a great game of football, regardless. I'm not here to shitbag on teams,
No, we are.
but we are. And in saying that, I can't see either of these teams really making anything exciting. More of a curtain raiser for the second game, I'd call it.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know how to I really don't know how to break this game down. Like, I will admit that Canberra looked better in the preseason trials than I
Didn't they? Yeah.
than I thought they would. But also, I'm not putting any value. And I had a message. I think it was from a friend called Brody,
Wanker.
PP Football, and he was like asking me, what do you think about some of these results? And I said, look, you can't really put a lot of stock into the actual result of the games, like just because of the team shifts and the team lists in general and stuff like that. But what you can put into stock into is where the ball went, where the teams look good in their structure, things like that. Who's on what side, who's going to have success on what side and whatnot. And the Raiders versus the Warriors, I'm just fucking all over the shop. I don't know what to fucking think.
Like I said, I'm looking at it here as well, and again, like the other game, I can't pick it. I think the Raiders at $2.26 again is good value.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, it could go either way.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking, at the end of the day, it's a game of football being played in a different country, first game of the year,
Yep.
on a smaller, as in narrower ground.
Yep.
Not that it means much, but it probably does to the players. But
Yeah.
you're going to tell me that Warriors can comfortably beat the Raiders by at least two tries?
And I mean, if you look at the Raiders back seven, it's unchanged really. Like, they've got a new winger. But other than that, it's unchanged. Ethan Strange, Jamal Fogarty, they partnered each
Ethan
other
is
last
strange.
year. And a blood nut.
Yeah,
And
respect.
Kyo Weeks, who looked outstanding in preseason. I've always been a fan of him. I think he's a gun. Other than that, the forward packs, look, Warriors probably got the better forward pack by a decent length. But I think they can measure up fine there. You know who I'm big on from Canberra as well? Owen Paddy. He's off the bench hooker.
Crappy.
Owen Paddy, yeah, he had just an outstanding preseason, and there's huge raps on him coming in. So, yeah, I mean, look, I don't think there's a huge difference between the teams. And I'd probably be pretty happy to take Canberra on the line.
I honestly think if I'm putting my footy tips in this week, I'm taking Canberra.
Yeah. But in saying that, I actually had a look. I mean, this is on the Tuesday. The team lists have come out about 2 hours ago.
Yep.
We do have markets for try scorers. I love the look of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Anytime try scorer. Got him $2.15. Lock him in $2.15. I think that's an excellent price for a winger who's proven, and he's going to be going up against the new pairing of Tomoko and Tamale.
It's a great price, fuck.
Yeah, $2.15 for RTS. I think that's a great look, and I'm locking that one in for sure.
Good start to the year.
You got any other input besides that?
Other than the doubles, that's pretty much. I'm happy to go move forward with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the other game. I mean, like I said, it's just going to be good to have footy back, and I can't wait to see the boys run around. Do you want to do? So you're going to do your segment this week, or are you going to start it next week?
Yeah, I'm happy to do it this week. Like I said, the first round is back. So, look, guys, I'm going to try and introduce this little segment of mine. It's called Doug's Doubles. It's like a sort of, I suppose, a betting background. Basically, what I'm going to do is each week put up a bet. Could be a multi, could be a single, with the winning value of $2 odds. I'm going to sort of say if you start at $50, it wins. You take that to next week, 100, roll it into 200, 400, and just sort of try and make
it's a bit of a ladder challenge.
It's literally a ladder challenge.
Yep.
I've trademarked it to Doug's Doubles.
Love it.
And because it's the first time I'm doing this, I'm going to give you a special double Doug's Double. So I'm going to give you 2 bets this weekend. Thank you very much, Franklin. So this week, guys, I've got 2 bets for you guys. Let me open up here. The first one is Ronaldo Mulatalo anytime try scorer. Currently, I had him early. Again, it's Tuesday at $2.10 on Sportsbet. And the second one for you, again, it's a special episode. It's the first one I'm doing this. I'm giving you 2. Hopefully they both win. Probably both lose. It's a same game multi for the Sharks game, and it's Cronulla plus 9.5 with the line. Nico Hines to score 4 points and Nathan Cleary to score 4 points, and that it bangs on at $2.10 also.
Bang.
So hopefully it's a high-scoring affair where our goal kickers can convert, and also Mulatalo get over the line. Thanks for that, Frank.
That's not what I meant to do, but hopefully it's the opposite of that. But no, I love the segment.
Yep.
Obviously, with a bit more volume of games next week, you'll be flying.
Yeah, for sure. To be honest, I'll probably sort of lean it towards the AFL a bit more. Obviously, I feel like I watch a bit more AFL. And there's a lot more variables. I think a bit easier to cover the odds. Having try scorers sometimes can be a bit hit and miss. But
Not for this guy.
I was going to say, you're the fucking man to say that. And I'm glad that you already disliked my Ronaldo Mulatalo picks. That's good.
Well, I'm a big Stone Street fan, and I think he's got a great matchup. So I'll be all over him too. I reckon I'll have a bit of action on him this weekend. But no, I love the segment. Really keen to see it evolve and with a bit more
Let's
volume.
see how
it's
it
gonna be
goes.
fun. Yeah.
And just on that, guys, I'm actually bringing that segment to you by our good friends at Walker Golf Things. As you can see currently, Frank and I are wearing our Walker Golf polos. You've got the pie shirt here. I've got my bucket hat on. And this is the Sandbelt collection. They bring out good gear fucking pretty much every month to 3 months. So if you like what we're wearing, and if you're a fucking excellent golfer with very good swing, or if you're a ordinary hack like Frank, it doesn't matter. Walker cater for all players and their style. If you get an order over $150 at the moment, it's free shipping for your first time purchases. The good guys are doing a code TOFF20 for their first purchase.
Bang.
We're working on a code for myself. Obviously, my face is currently on their website, so they're going to have to give back at some point. It's a bit of a multi-million-dollar deal, and they will give back. Yeah. But for now, if you have already bought before or you're looking to buy again, Kiama Pokies 25 is the code, and that will get you 25% off. But we're going to work on a better code related to Doug, obviously. But they're a great company run by a good friend of mine, Jack Fardell, who's a pro skater over in Hawaii, who is the, I guess, the creator of all that. And they bring out some pretty sick gear, guys. So, show them love too.
Yeah. I love the brand too, and I'm fucking dog shit at golf. So
yes,
if
you
I
are.
can wear it and I can look all right in it, you can too.
If you want to look this good and have a swing like mine, go to Walker Golf Things and shop online.
What's the URL?
It's just on Instagram. It's just Walker Golf Things. At Walker Golf Things. They've obviously got a link and all that on their Instagram.
Yeah.
They're on TikTok and stuff as well, but they're putting up big numbers. They've got a great following and a lot of sponsors. So
love it. And this as we said, this will evolve and keep it going next week. So well done, brother. First, Doug's doubles in the book, and now we're moving on. I think this will probably be the last segment for this episode. We did it last week. It's the word association game.
Yes.
That went very well.
Woo!
That went very well. Look, we had to have a feeling out process. And once we got past the first one, it was fine. Now, last week was NRL. This week's going to be the AFL word association game.
Love it.
You haven't seen any of these. So, again, if you missed last week, this is how it works. I'm going to say a noun, which, Doug, is a person, a place, a thing, a fucking whatever the fuck I want it to be.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have about, 5 seconds to, have a quick think. And I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, bang.
Go. Yeah. Not 3, 2, go.
No, 3, 2, 1,
go.
Say what you think.
Yep.
And then hopefully we'll match up. Maybe we won't.
So we want to match up here because last week I was trying to avoid it.
No. We want to match.
Okay.
That's the point of the game, to match. Hopefully we can match as many words as possible. You might get you could get anything here.
I reckon we just got to set out 5 is what we want, obviously. We got to beat it each week. So let's fucking beat it.
So I think we got 0 last week.
Great way to improve.
Yeah. So if we can get 1, and I have a feeling that we could get 1.
Okay.
So let's start off. All right. First noun is, drum roll, please.
There's a fucking drum button there, but go on.
Razor Ray Chamberlain.
Oh, fuck. This is not
could
going to
be
go where
anything.
you want it to go. Oh, fuck. I can't think.
3, 2, 1.
Short.
Fuckwit.
Oh, honestly, that was going to go somewhere it shouldn't. You set me off there. That took a lot.
All right, 0 from 1. It's okay.
Would you say fuckwit?
Yeah.
Oh, come on now. You can't just say fuckwit.
Well,
That's got to be a description.
What else could you say for him?
Short.
Main character.
Short's a good one.
Center of attention.
That's more than one word.
It can be more than one word.
Okay.
All right, second one. I'm not really sure what I have in mind when I've put this down, but Marvel Stadium roof.
Oh my God, I know what this is going to be. Okay.
All right, quick. 3, 2, 1. Touch
kick
it.
6, touch the roof.
I want to count that. I
Hey.
think they count it.
It's true.
Yeah, you touched it.
Touched it.
I think that's
I've touched it more than once.
all right. That's one out of 2, so 50%.
Okay, I'll
Kicking
take
well.
that.
That's better than Harry Mackay. C.
He hates Marvel.
Ross Lyon,
Oh, okay.
Frank's most despised coach in the competition.
We can't just say fuckwit now.
That's true. Oh, he's taking my word away.
You can't just keep saying fuckwit for everyone.
You're right.
Making a lot of enemies here, mate.
3, 2, 1.
Fat.
Boring.
He is fat.
You can't call him a fuckwit. You're making a lot of enemies here, mate. Fat.
What?
No, it's fair.
It's a description.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's on him.
No, okay, so 1 from 3. You're kicking at about 33%.
There goes my St Kilda contract.
Kicking at 33%. Yeah, they would have offered you 17 mil over 3 years and got turned down. So
Fuck.
moving on. Harry Mackay's goal kicking.
This is easy. Fast count. 3, 2, 1.
Shit.
Yes.
2 from 4. Back to 50%.
Stick to being tall, Harry.
Kicking well here.
Not like Harry.
Last and again, pretty easy one for me, I think here. Word is Basil Zempalis.
Okay.
I think 3, 2, 1.
Ball.
Nose. Huge nose. What did you say?
Ball. He yells ball all the time on the broadcast.
All right, probably wouldn't have got that.
Fuck you. They were hard.
I thought they were quite easy.
Fuck, I'm doing them fucking next week.
Yeah, well,
If we're going to get
Please-
some matches here.
please do.
Basil Zempalis.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do we go? 2 from 5.
1 from 5.
2.
What was the second one? Harry Mackay and Touch the Roof.
Marvel Stadium
Copy
roof.
that.
So 2
Yeah.
from 5.
Better than last week.
Yeah, much better than last week. We got 2 more than last week, so pretty happy with that. But that really wraps up the podcast for the week. I mean, you got anything else you want to touch on?
Done the preview. No, I don't think so. Like I said, just more so just getting into you.
Yeah.
No, you can touch on that, like the Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I guess to wrap it off, to round it off, we'll do Supercoach and Fantasy. It kicks off on Sunday, so basically get the fuck in if you're not in now. Links will be in the bio as they have been in the last one. We're going to give out probably, I don't know, $200 if I feel like it, to the winner. So get in there, make sure you have your team ready to go before Sunday for NRL and next week, obviously, for AFL. Should be good. Make sure you're in the Discord as well to stay in tune with some communication stuff around that. In just talking about the Discord, if you want to join the Discord and be a part of the community, there is a free version, there is a paid version. You don't have to be in the premium version to get in and chat with the boys and be in the community and all that. So how you get in, head over to whop.com/provide picks. There you'll see a bunch of different packages. Like I said, free ones, paid ones, season-long ones, to save you a bit of money, however you want to do it. The season NRL package is a cheaper price. There's a discount. I think it was NRL 2025 was the code.
Yep.
They get you 15% off, so it just knocks even more off the top. Jump over there. Like I said, plus 80 units last year on NRL. Had a huge year. Pretty much just try scorers, a little bit of handicap, lines handicap. So we'll definitely be branching out there. Volume's going to be hectic. I mean, the goal is 100 units this year. I'm really want that, and I'm pretty excited to go after it and get it. It's a volatile game, old betting, sports betting long term, but it's a bit of fun. We have good success. We've got a good analysis. So, and there's a bunch of like sharp guys in the group as well. It's not just me. There's, like I said, there's a couple of other experts in other sports, including NBA, football, esports. If you want to get in the group and experience all that, whop.com/provide picks. It's good. It's just a fun group, good community, good guys. There's a bunch of guys that have sort of started to filter back now that NRL's back on, given it was our biggest sport last year. So, make sure you head over there and sign up. It's going to be a really good year. You got anything you want to touch on before we sign off?
No, I honestly don't think so, man. I think it's all pretty well covered. So
Yeah, beautiful. Like we said, last week of stunted sports.
yeah, we'll be very energetic, I think, next week with
Yeah.
having some football on and just the footy to come. It's going to be a fucking great next 2-3 weeks.
100%. Next week, obviously, will be on Tuesday again. So this is coming out Thursday. Tuesday next week, there'll be another episode with a full week of NRL, a full week of AFL. week 1. So excited.
Fuck yeah.
We've also got some really cool shit in the pipeline with live streaming and doing a bit more stuff there. We'll keep that under
we'll
wraps.
keep it under wraps
for now, but there will be some live streams coming soon where we do some dumb shit, and I'm pretty excited for that as well. As always, head over to the Instagram at Provide Pics, at Dilroot_Sandstorm, at Cheers and Cheers if you want to follow us. We're always dropping clips and sort of exclusive stuff on there. There will also be free tips and obviously Doug's Double and stuff like that that's going to be posted on there. So if you don't want to tune into the whole podcast, you're a fuckwit, but head over there anyway. But other than that, I think that really wraps us up for the week.
Yep.
Episode 4, Provide Pics podcast.
Thanks for tuning in if you come this far.
In the books. We'll sign off there, as we always do.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, mate, thanks for your call. Didn't really bother me that much because you're not tall like me and I like to have sex. Sorry, too far. Pay the rent. I'm like, I go for Parramatta Eels. That's lame. It's a game. Rugby league. Signing off.
There we go.